Oh, welcome. We are live from the Michigan Lacrosse Stadium for the first WCBN broadcast of either a men's or women's lacrosse game this season. It's been a while, but we are happy to be broadcasting live from Ann Arbor. This is Adam Bressler with Nina Rhines, and we got a great afternoon of lacrosse ahead of you. Thanks for spending it with us on WCBN. How are you doing today, Nina?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited for this lacrosse game. Michigan comes into this 0-4, but they're looking for their first win against the number 17th ranked Penn State Nittany Lions. So, do you think they have what it takes to do that this afternoon?
I think that they do. I think it's a beautiful day for a good game of lacrosse.
Yeah, Penn State coming into this, they're only 1-3, so certainly beatable. They are not quite at the top of the Big Ten. Penn State and Michigan are actually the two bottom teams of the Big Ten. So Maryland, Rutgers, Johns Hopkins, and Ohio State top the conference, and then Michigan and Penn State trail both of them. So if any win is achievable this season, I would imagine it would be today against the Nittany Lions.
Oh, for sure. They have a strong starting lineup, too, today.
They do, absolutely. Would you like to go through the Michigan starting lineup for us? Or, okay, I'll go through the Michigan starting lineup. We got Avery Myers at midfielder. We got Bryce Clay on offense. John Kirikoff in the goal, Jack Whitney as a defender, then Jacob Jackson as a midfielder, Michael Bohm as an offensive player, and Ryan Schreiber, defender, Andrew Darby, defender, and then Alex Bogdanovich as a midfielder, and Josh Zawada on offense. So that is Michigan's starting lineup today. And they are currently still in the huddle, so we might have a couple of moments before this game starts. The official tip-off is not until noon. But Penn State's out there, and they seem to be looking pretty strong.
Yeah, and Penn State's starting lineup is Mac O'Keefe, TJ Malone, and Jackson Reynolds on attack, and then Dylan Folds, Gerald Arceri, Bobby Burns on midfield, and then Nick Hardile, Braden Peck, Brett Funk on defense, and Colby Knees on goalie.
Yeah, so Michigan, just as we say that, they're running out onto the field, coming in from the locker room. There's actually more fans than there was a couple of minutes ago. I was commenting how it looked kind of empty, but some more fans came on in. As a reminder, like, no outside fans are here today. It's all
looks like family. A lot of family.
Yeah, but there's the lacrosse teams are pretty big, so it makes sense. It's not like basketball where there's only like 15 players on the roster. There's like 25, 30 players out there. Not quite as big as football, but
definitely larger than basketball.
Absolutely. And I'd say, yeah, the stadium, if I'd estimate, about 100 fans or so in attendance. So it's not too shabby, but it's such a nice afternoon. Who wouldn't want to come out and watch this game in person?
What a sunny, beautiful day.
Yeah, and it's supposed to get even nicer. It's supposed to hit 60 tomorrow, I believe, and then next week should be great.
I think it's supposed to be 70 next week, too.
Really?
Hopefully. I hope I read that right.
Fingers crossed. I would hope so. Knowing Michigan weather, it's all over the place.
I'm sure of that, too.
Yeah, but I'm excited for this game. Michigan, with their best shot at potentially getting a win this season. I'm looking ahead on their schedule, and they got some tough opponents coming up. They're playing Ohio State, which is fourth in the Big Ten, a week from today. Then in April, they play Johns Hopkins, another top team in the Big Ten. Maryland, who's at the top of the Big Ten. Then they play Penn State again on the road, and then come back home against Rutgers. And then they got 3 potential playoff games, but depending on how seeding is, they might have more or less in that and how they go. But if they want to win and potentially turn this season around, today would be the game for it. And with that, we got the face-off awaiting us, and it is won by a big scramble. No one has quite won it yet. And Michigan picked it up. So with that, we are live as Michigan has the first possession of today's game. And it goes over to number 3, Clay. He passes it over to Hull. Finds it back to Clay on the left or right side of the field, who brings it back to midfield over to Bogdanovich. And it is
Michigan going for the goal. Back around the net.
And Michigan shot on goal, and no good is what they say. So
it looks like Tyler Papa fell into the crease on the shot.
And with that, Penn State gets their first possession of the afternoon as they look to get some points on the board early. But already a minute into this game, both teams are scoreless. We get our first substitutions from both teams. It's in the backfield for Penn State. Number 11 has it, passes over to 3.
To 25, dropped by 25. And then goal by Mac O'Keefe for Penn State.
And with that, Penn State takes an early 1-0 lead. It's still very early, but they definitely had the start they were looking for. They got a block on that first possession for Michigan, and then they put it in when they got it.
For sure, for sure. Hopefully Michigan can come around and bounce back from that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's certainly achievable. We're only a minute and a half into the game. But Michigan, it's a mind thing. You don't want to get behind them mentally.
It's definitely tough once one team starts taking a lead. Harder to come back.
Yep, and there was a whistle, but both teams will return to the face-off. I believe Nick Rowlett will take this one. And he does. And still scrambling for the ball, and Penn State, and it goes out of bounds, and Penn State's going to get it. So Michigan was trying to get it, but they could not hang on. And with that, Penn State gets their second possession, is looking to extend their lead 2-0. Grant Haas has it right now. Passes over to number 32, Mark Slicker. And how do you think either team's facing out? Oh, wow, already another shot on goal, and it's good. That was quick. Penn State takes a 2-0 lead. And Michigan, if they don't turn it around quickly, they'll be falling behind.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Nittany Lions are already fired up. It looks like Michigan, coming out of that locker room, they had just the wrong game plan for today.
And another face-off.
Really tight contest for this one. And another flag or another whistle, and Penn State's gonna get possession once again. So they're 2 for 2 on possessions today. What does Michigan need to do to potentially stop it from being 3-0 very shortly?
Well, so far it looks like they need to win more face-offs. I feel like having possession of the ball might help them a little better. So far it's just been Penn State winning the face-off and then just going straight to goal and making their shots.
Absolutely. Like you can't win without the possession. And we got another shot on goal, and finally it is blocked and it goes out of bounds. So Michigan, I believe they say it tipped off Michigan maybe, so Penn State gets it.
Yeah.
Malone has it for the Nittany Lions, looking to find someone, getting physical right by the goal, passes over, and it's loose, and Michigan might get a lucky break there. goes out of bounds, and Michigan's going to take possession right back. And there we go. The Wolverines trying to move quickly, make something happen to this. We got Mirror on the court, or on the field, excuse me. Passes over to Zawada on attack. Really slowing it down on the left side. 11 minutes left in this first quarter. Now trying to move it to the other side of the field over to Jackson, Jacob Jackson. And Jackson goes towards the net, gets a shot, and it's blocked and put back in for Michigan. Michigan gets their first points of the afternoon. That was a heads-up play.
That was a
from Bryce Clay. Because it was blocked quite skillfully by the Nittany Lion goalie, but Clay did not give up on the play. He instantly scooped it up and slung it back in.
Back in. Michigan is coming back in. They're back in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still super early, as we mentioned.
Super early.
Barely over 5 minutes, or barely over 3 minutes into this game, but that's a good sign for the team. And Michigan wins the face-off, too, so looks like they were heeding your advice, and we got some fast movement from Nick Rowlett.
Looks like a flag on the play, too.
And a second one over there. So 2 flags by 2 different refs, so I wonder if they saw the same thing or saw different things. Did you catch what it might be?
I did not catch what it might be.
Guess we will await the end of the play to see how this shakes up. But regardless, Michigan has possession for now. And they were quite aggressive there. Passes over to McCurry, trying to move quickly, trying to avoid it. Back out to Myers. Myers finds a Zog in the corner.
The ball is loose, picked up by Michigan.
And good heads-up play right there, making a retain at the possession. But just as I say that, they make a dumb mistake.
Ball goes out of bounds.
And with that, 10-22, Michigan trails 2-1 early in this game, so still plenty of time. But it was an offsides is what the flags were. So
offsides on number 3 for Penn State, O'Keefe.
Yep, Mac O'Keefe out of Soyoset, New York. I'm seeing a lot of players from Pennsylvania, obviously. A lot from New York, too, on this Nittany Lions team.
Michigan with possession, passing it around.
And Michigan just keeps passing it, looking for an open shot. And they go for it, and it is blocked. And Michigan gets it back, though. Another shot, and this one goes in.
It looked like that was Jacob Jackson, it looked like, with that goal.
Yep, I believe that's Jacob Jackson. So it is 2-0, and 2-2, excuse me. And Michigan is tied up despite.
They're back in the game. Back.
Yeah. They gave up the first 2 possessions. It looked like it might be a long day for them, but they fought back into it, and now it's tied. So 9:54, just over 5 minutes in this game, and Michigan on their 5th face-off. And a whistle, and Michigan wins it. Michigan struggled with the face-offs early, but they made an adjustment, and they seem to be doing much better recently.
Yeah, you can definitely see how winning the face-offs helps you move down the field with the ball.
Absolutely. And Avery Myers has it now. He passes over to 52 Stevenson in the backfield for Michigan. Trying to advance it, looking for a shot, and he takes it. Wow.
Great job. That was a great play by Michigan.
He took that from quite far away, too, and he made it in right past the Nittany Lion goalie. And on the past 3 possessions, they're 3-0. Or 3 for 3 on the shots.
Michigan takes the lead in the game for the first time at 9:17 in the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And Michigan is looking really hot today. I know it's a little bit chilly out, but not really affecting the team. They're playing on fire so far. Struggled out of the gate, but now they seem to be hitting their stride. And Rowlett takes a face-off once again. He is quite dominant on the past couple face-offs. Oh, and he wins it initially, but he can't hang on. And finally, Michigan scoops it up. Great heads-up play by Bukanovic. He passes over to Bohm behind the net. And he finds Zawada. Zawada gets it to Papa, who passes over to Bonomi. Bonomi trying to make a move, going towards the net, shot, and it's good! Wow.
Michigan is really getting their groove on.
And they are spreading it out as well. It's not any one player who's really dominating. I'm looking at the shots on goal, and I believe it's all unique players.
It's a great team effort. You can tell that it's a good dynamic on the field.
Absolutely. And 8:39, and Michigan has their largest lead of the game so far with a two-goal lead. It is 4-2. As once again, who other than Rowlett taking the face-off. And Michigan wins it once again. And Jake Bomoni, the sophomore, is the one who got that most recent goal. And Michigan looking for another one. And now number 3, Clay, he already has 1 goal today. He passes over to Papa. And Michigan looking to try to get in formation as Bonomi passes behind the net to Bohm. And trying to make a move towards the basket, or towards the net, excuse me. Passes over to Zawada. Zawada going towards the Art. And can't find anything, pulls out. Passes over to number 3, Clay. Clay gets it back to Bonomi. Goes towards the net and passes it back out again to Bohm. Now Bohm looks to take a shot, but he's getting pretty tight contact, and a flag is called on that one.
Michigan State's defense is definitely doing a very good job of defending Michigan and keeping them from scoring again.
Absolutely. They are playing hands-on, almost a little too hands-on there. I believe that flag will be on them for, and the referee is saying it is on Penn State. And with that, Michigan will have another chance at this possession. 1-minute penalty on Penn State. And Michigan wastes no time getting back into this one. Brings it right towards the net and then pulls back out. Over to Jackson. Jackson passes out to Keller, who's getting his first minutes. And we got a shot, and no good by Myers. A bit wide right, and it sails right out of bounds. And I believe it tipped off Penn State. That's why Michigan's going to get it back. And Michigan is moving it quite a bit outside, and they're reluctant to take any shots on this tight Penn State defense, and a shot is taken, and that is blocked. Number 15, Jackson, he already has a goal. And Penn State is moving quick. It is 2-4 Michigan. Michigan, for the first possession in the previous 5, they did not get a successful shot.
Mac O'Keefe has the ball for Penn State now.
And the ball is at midfield right now. So we get a pass to number 32, Sickler, from Hershey, PA. I wonder if he likes the chocolate from his town.
I would assume so.
Yeah, and he makes a rush towards the net, but distributes it out to Reynolds. Reynolds now brings it out to number 11, Folds. And we got a shot, and it went out of bounds, and I believe Penn State will get it. Penn State brings it in. Once again, Reynolds. Reynolds passes it out back to number 11, Folds. Folds finds O'Keefe for Penn State. And they go towards the net for a shot and just barely misses. Michigan is quite lucky on that one.
Michigan is clearing the ball. Looks like it'll be a successful clear. I spoke too soon. Penn State back in possession.
And yeah, Penn State got lucky there, and they waste zero time whatsoever. Jackson Reynolds from Fairfax, Virginia. He gets a shot on goal, and he brings this within 1 point. It is now 4-3, and Michigan, they got a lucky break. They had possession. They just got sloppy trying to clear it, and Penn State made them pay.
For sure. It's still 4-3. Still a good game. Still a lot of time left in this game.
Absolutely. 5 minutes left in this first quarter. So far from even close to over. We got another face-off once again. And Penn State wins it. First face-off won in a while for them. And they take a shot, and it is blocked, and Michigan gets it back. Beautiful block right there by Kirikoff, the goalie.
Michigan's going to take another attempt at a clear. See if this can be more successful than their last attempt.
Absolutely. Hard to be less successful. And was that an offsides?
Some sort of change in possession.
Yeah.
With Penn State now having control of the ball.
And Penn State with another lucky break there. They could potentially tie it up on this possession. Really trying to slow it down, trying to get time for their players to rest up and run down the pitch. Got a couple substitutions as well. As number 35, Morin from Garnett Valley, Pennsylvania, is in. Passes over to number 12, Glenn. Glenn passes to Reynolds, who got that first goal. And he's looking to try to maybe make something happen here. Passes to O'Keefe.
O'Keefe
ooh.
Takes a shot, falls in the crease. And Michigan possession.
And with that, Michigan got lucky that the other team, that Penn State was, big hit. And Michigan stays on their feet. Wow. That was a football player hit, but J.D. Carroll was unfazed for the Wolverines. And he's running off to the sideline now. I wonder if they're going to take a look at the concussion protocol on that one. Big time hit, though. And Michigan really slowing it down what they need to do. Myers speeds it up a bit, driving towards the net, passes behind, finds Bohm. And a shot and blocked just barely. Like 4 Penn State defenders were diving in front of it, but it took the goalie to finally get to the end of it.
Penn State gets the ball, shot on goal, blocked by Michigan goalie.
So that's 2 straight blocks by the 3 if you count the previous possession too, but 3 straight blocks. He is keeping this game from getting out of hand pretty single-handedly.
Michigan clears, back on offense. Slowing the ball down, passing it around.
And Michigan, Zawada is taking his time to try to get some teammates in formation. Passes over to Hull, who finds Papa. And a shot on goal, no good, goes out of bounds, and Michigan's going to retain it. And we got 2 minutes left. This first quarter has flown by. Neither team has scored in a couple of minutes now. Michigan looking to break that. Bogdanovich He goes towards the net, passes, and it's blocked and intercepted by Penn State. So with that, 143. Penn State still has plenty of time, but they can't take all day on this possession. But they seem to be taking their time, really slow to bring it out. Bobby Burns has it, passes over to number 25, Jack Kelly. And now another pass. We got Mark Sickler coming off right off the bench, and he gets it. Then he finds teammate Dylan Folds, who also came right off the bench. Going straight towards the net, but then pulling out over to number 32, Mark Sickler. And now a drive by Penn State, pass beyond the net, and a backhanded shot, no good, out of bounds. And 55 seconds remaining. Penn State's going to have to be really close on this last one if they want to get one last point, even it up going into the intermission. Goes straight on the shot, and that one goes in. They just got really physical, straight up to the net. Believe that was number 5, Kenyon Birch.
It looked like it was.
And he, 25, number 25, it's Jack Kelly. Okay, Jack Kelly from Ontario, Canada. He gets a goal, and he evens it up with 45 seconds. Fun fact, lacrosse is the official sport of Canada.
I did not know that.
You would think it would be hockey.
I would think it would be hockey,
but it
to
is
be honest.
actually lacrosse, so it makes sense that he's playing well for Penn State.
He's representing Canada very well.
Absolutely. And the game is tied at 4 apiece. Penn State wins possession, and I am curious whether they even take a shot. Pass back to Kelly, who just got that goal. He finds teammate Sickler driving towards the net, 19 seconds. And they need to make something happen quick. Michigan playing really tight defense, trying to keep the lead. Shot and loose ball, and Michigan can't hang on to it. 3 seconds left, and a shot, and it is blocked. And it looks like Michigan has possession with the second left, and that's as time expires. Nothing could do there, but they're lucky to keep this game tied going into the intermission.
It was a nice save by the goalie, John Kirchhoff from Michigan.
And with that, it is 4 apiece going into the second quarter. What are your thoughts on Michigan's play so far?
So far, I think they've been pretty good. I feel like they've been taking advantage of the opportunities. When they get possession, they're able to go with it. They do a good job of, when they have the momentum, they can take the momentum. But when they don't have the momentum, they struggle to regain control.
Yeah, it was really streaky. That's a great observation, because they gave up the first 2 goals really quickly on the first 2 Penn State possessions. And then they stepped it up, and they got 4 straight goals on 4 straight possessions. And then after that, they fell back into their old ways, and they gave up 2 more. It wasn't in a row, and their defense was much stronger on those last plays. So that's a good sign, but they haven't scored since it's been almost the last 10 minutes of game time. And they're going to have to change that if they want to win. But so far, this is their best start to a game all season, I believe.
Yeah, and both Penn State and Michigan have lost to similar opponents. So they kind of have similar, even though Penn State is ranked better, they have similar experiences so far this season, opponent-wise.
Penn State, they got a win against Ohio State, so they have the one thing Michigan doesn't have.
That is true.
But this season is so odd because it's only Big Ten play. And like for football and basketball, that makes sense because you have 14 teams in the Big Ten, a lot of opponents. The Big Ten for lacrosse is quite niche. It is only 6 teams large. So for men's lacrosse, that is not a huge variety of opponents. Normally they play teams like Hofstra, and they play other independent league teams, Lafayette, Merrimack, Drexel, Cleveland State, Canisius. So they play a wide variety of teams in a regular season, but not this year due to the crazy COVID scheduling.
And they are definitely playing some tough teams in the Big Ten, like Maryland and Johns Hopkins and other lacrosse powerhouses.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at the lacrosse teams, and they're not traditional Big Ten teams because Johns Hopkins, they're not even in the Big Ten officially. They're only in the lacrosse.
Yeah.
They don't play like football or basketball or hockey in the Big Ten. And then you look at the other teams. Maryland and Rutgers are recently added. They came in 2013, I believe, was their first season in the Big Ten for any sports. And then you have Penn State, who joined in the late 90s. So Michigan and Ohio State are the only classic Big Ten schools with a men's lacrosse program. And we got a flag instantly right after the start
2
of the
seconds
second
into the
one.
start of the game, the start of the quarter.
Yeah, and with that, I believe a false start, maybe. And
I'm not sure who has possession.
it might take a moment to clear this up. And that was on Penn State, so Michigan will
in
get it.
possession.
And with that, Michigan looking to get a quick start to the second period.
Passing it around.
And they are trying to find open, but Penn State is really clumping right in front of the crease. And a shot on goal blocked by Penn State. That was from number 17, Bohm. And Michigan is lucky to get that, but Penn State on a fast break after.
They clear the ball. Looks like it's loose. Might be
And
Michigan possession.
Yeah, got a whistle, and Michigan's going to regain possession. So neither team has scored yet this period, but it is 4 apiece. As Michigan's looking to take the lead once again, and Penn State is looking to get their first lead since the 3rd minute of the game.
Yeah.
And timeout on Penn State. So really early. I'm kind of curious they took it that early in the period, but they must have not liked how the Michigan team came up out of that. And Penn State was looking kind of sloppy too with that offsides to begin literally a second into the quarter.
Though Penn State defense did do a good job of preventing Michigan from scoring after they got possession on the first play.
Absolutely. So for those just tuning in, Michigan is tied at 4 apiece, but it's been quite a while since Michigan's most recent goal. Kind of a brief summary of the game. Michigan started off really slow. Penn State got 2 goals on their first 2 possessions. Then the momentum swung completely the other way. The pendulum went towards Michigan. And they got 4 straight goals. But since then they've been scoreless. So it's been about 10 minutes of game clock, and Michigan hasn't been able to find the ball into the net. And now I believe the timeout will be finishing up. And I think Michigan will get possession. Am I correct?
It looks like Michigan has possession.
Yeah. And so 14-15 remaining in this second quarter. Game is tied with Michigan and Penn State facing off. Michigan looking for their first win.
Looks like Penn State has possession.
So Michigan used that timeout to kind of readjust their defense. They're in a 3-3 formation, but Penn State is really cutting straight through it, going right towards the net, and pulls out the last moment. Reynolds finds number 7, Malone, for Penn State.
Back to Folds and passing it around with.
And with that, Michigan's defense is quite suffocating here, not giving Penn State any opportunities. And a wild shot, and it doesn't go in, it goes out of bounds. And Penn State is going to get the possession after that with Folds. But great defense there from both preventing an easy shot and then when they did shoot, blocking it.
Yeah, I would say both teams have definitely stepped it up this quarter. With another shot on goal, saved by goalie. And now Michigan attempts to clear.
And they need to tone down on the sloppiness when clearing. They've already lost 2 possessions on fast breaks, but Kirikov comes far out of the goal to advance it. So I wonder if that's an attempt to keep the ball more secure. And Michigan is only like 2 or 3 guys on attack right now. Now some more players come up the court, and we got some substitutions as well. Michigan's really slowing it down now. Grant McCurry, the midfielder, has it. And with that, a pass over to number 15, Jackson, excuse me. And very tight defense. Michigan trying to find someone to get it to. Bohm behind the net. And passes over to 3, Clay. Clay already has a goal this afternoon. And a shot! And did he block it? Yes, he did. Wow. Fantastic move by Penn State goalie Colby Knies.
Penn State passing it up the field, trying to take advantage of this new possession.
Absolutely. And Michigan, since basically the start of this quarter, both teams have played really tight, suffocating defenses, and the attacks for either team have just been unable to get it through. So I think the question is, who's going to break through first, and will it be the Wolverines or the Nittany Lions? And Penn State attempts to make it them. They go for a quick shot, and Penn State's going to get it back. It does not go in, however. It is 11:23 left in this first half.
Still tied at 4-4 with Penn State making a charge towards the goal.
And Glenn has it and a flag. So flag likely on Michigan. Glenn still hangs on to it, which is quite impressive. Seamus Glenn.
Looked like another slash.
And let's see what the call is from the referee, but I believe you're correct. And Seamus Glenn, he hit the ground pretty hard too on that one.
He did.
But he hung on to the ball, kept it in his racket and his stick. And with that, Penn State's going to get possession and maybe get a power play off of that too. And yes, it was a power play. It is on number 34, Justin Brown, for slashing, so he has a minute. And Penn State on this power play looking to take the first lead in over 15 minutes a game clock.
Passing it around, trying to take any attempt on goal.
Exactly, and Malone has it, finds Fold. Fold's been a key member of the attack. And right by the net, he passes it in, and no good, it is blocked. But fantastic move by Jack Kelly, who already has a goal today as well. And they regain possession over to Kelly, and then back to Malone. Malone finds Kelly in a shot, and this one's good. However, there's a flag. At the moment, that goal counts, but let's see who the flag is on.
I could not tell based on that play who the flag is on.
And it is on, let's wait for the official. I hate to speculate, but he goes to the midcourt, and it is on Michigan, number 1, Avery Myers. And I believe it's going to be declined. So Penn State takes their first lead in a while.
5-4 with 10:26 left in the second quarter.
19 Darby, so Andrew Darby. And Michigan now has 2 players in the penalty box, I guess. And Penn State, they got a 2-player power play. They're lucky to get 1 goal, maybe even 2 or 3 off of this. And they waste no time speeding down the field as only 12 seconds left on Michigan's first power penalty on Justin Brown. And Kelly finds Reynolds. Back to Kelly. And and the penalty is over for Michigan, so they still have another minute of power play. But a shot on the net and blocked beautifully.
Saved by John Kirchhoff.
And once again, Michigan has struggled all afternoon in returning these possessions. Very dangerous pass, and Michigan can't hang on to it. And Penn State's going to get it back. It goes out of bounds. And that is unfortunate. We've seen that all afternoon where Penn State Penn State is super suffocating, and Michigan, even when they get a great block, they can't turn it into anything.
Yeah, Penn State defense is putting great pressure on the clear attempts by Michigan, making it very hard for Michigan to actually move down the field.
Absolutely. And with that, the power play has ended, so now both teams are at full strength. And Penn State shoots, goes out of bounds, and Penn State will get it back. And we got a timeout called. 9:07 left in this first half. Michigan trails for the first time in a while, 5-4. They have not scored in quite a bit of game clock. It's been almost 15 minutes of game clock since they've last scored.
Yeah, Penn State has really been dominating this quarter so far, with them having most of the time on offense.
Absolutely. And do you see any adjustments that they made in between that first period and the second one that maybe has kept them from being as dominant as they could be?
I don't know any specific adjustments, but it just appears that Penn State is really they have their head in the game. They're set. So far they're just playing better than Michigan is this quarter.
Yeah.
They're making less mistakes, less penalties, all that type of stuff.
You are absolutely right about the mistakes, because that alone has given Penn State just free possessions. Michigan, they work really, really hard to get to either get a block or clear or something to get possession back, but then they just squander it trying to bring it up the field.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely some adjustments can be made by Michigan that would help them hopefully have better possession and make some more moves and goals and regain control and the lead in this game.
Yeah, exactly, because you can't score if you don't have possession, and unfortunately, Michigan just hasn't had possession too much, because either the shot is missed and Penn State regains it, or Michigan gets a block, but then they try something risky while bringing it up, and Penn State gets it back.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like the timeout is over now. Players resuming.
But it is 5-4 Penn State, and they have possession with 9 minutes left in this first half. Both teams' defense has been quite strong, though. At the beginning, it looks like on every couple possessions the team would score. But
loose
goals
ball
have been
picked up by Michigan, then dropped. Looks like it'll be picked up by Michigan, trying to clear it down the field.
And Michigan is once again struggling trying to clear it. Luckily, they hang on to it.
Still haven't made it down the field yet. They're still Penn State defense really pressing on Michigan, and it is cleared down in Michigan possession.
So Michigan is really lucky. They took a risky pass, but Penn State unable to intercept it. And Michigan gets the first time, maybe for the second time all quarter, they have a possession on Penn State's side of the field.
Passing it around. Michael Boehm with the ball. Shot on goal. Looked like it missed the goal. And now Penn State goalie has possession and trying to clear it up the field.
And that's the difference between Penn State and Michigan. Penn State's really playing full court defense even after surrendering these turnovers. But Michigan, they just rush to the other side of the field for better or for worse and just try to focus on the next possession.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I'm certainly no expert in lacrosse, but it comes to drawbacks because like you don't get an opportunity at maybe a premature turnover, but you also might put yourself in a better defensive position. So
Yeah, I feel like Michigan has been struggling adjusting from offense to defense, and they haven't been able to settle in to either part yet.
yeah, they seem to be settling into defense, but that's not what you want to do.
Yeah, and a shot on goal, a goal by Penn State.
That was number 3, Mac O'Keefe. I believe that's his second of the afternoon.
Making the score 6-4 here at Michigan.
And Penn State is tying their largest lead of the afternoon with a 2-point lead. Michigan needs to make something happen. They haven't scored all quarter. They've only had one shot on goal this entire quarter. You can't win like that.
Yeah.
Because despite how great their defense has been, they get tired. And
face off won by Penn State, charging towards the goal. Shot on goal, missed.
And that was some fast play by Penn State.
Ooh.
Goes out of
Couple
bounds.
people tripped.
And Penn State hangs on to it.
Penn State settling the ball down.
And with that, Penn State gets possession once again. Michigan's only really had 2 full possessions this quarter. Shot on goal, and it's good.
Making the score 7-4 with Penn State winning.
I believe that was C.J. Bagila. Believe. Is that number 15? And with that, as you mentioned, it's now 7-4.
Michigan could really use a win in this face-off to change the dynamic in this game.
Yeah, they've surrendered 3 straight goals in the past 3 minutes of play, and it all starts with possession. And loose,
like
Penn State
up by
gets it.
Penn State, passing it around.
TJ Malone has it now. Very tight man-to-man defense, but he's able to clear it to Reynolds. Now back out to Sickler, and Sickler finds Folds. Driving a little bit of some contact there, and a pass out back, and a shot hits off the crossbar.
Picked up by Penn State, still going, another shot on goal, very wide.
And Michigan's going to get it back. So Michigan gets a chance at a possession here. They need to make something happen if they want to go into halftime with a lead, or at least tied it up. It's 5:50 remaining, and they trail 7-4. And once again, full court press from Penn State. No easy possessions for Michigan, but fortunately Michigan's able to bring it up and try to slow it down and get their team into formation. Clay has it, passes over to Jackson. And number 17, Bohm, has it.
Passing it to Avery Myers, who passes it along.
And a drive towards the net for Michigan with Jackson. He has a goal this afternoon. And a pass out to Zawada. Zawada over to Myers, Avery Myers. And a pass to Kevin Mack on the right side of the field. Looking towards the net, tries to juke out the player, and some contact there. No call, however. Just looking for a pass at this point, not even a shot. And he just brings it out to Myers. And now Michigan with another advance. Darby has it. Over to Myers, and a shot. And it is blocked, and Penn State brings it up.
Penn State now trying to clear the ball. You can definitely see there's some free Penn State people.
Absolutely. And Michigan, they're playing tighter defense here than they normally do on transitions, but still not as tight as Penn State has all afternoon.
Yeah.
4 minutes, 9 seconds remaining, and Michigan trailing by 3, and Penn State has possession. Just look at the disparity in shots on goal. It is 23-14. That is not how you play if you want to win a game.
Yeah, and that definitely... Ooh, another shot on goal by Penn State.
That was number 3, O'Keefe.
Picked up by Michigan, running down the field.
Fast break here from Michigan, and they maintain possession.
Now Zawada with the ball.
And over to Bohm behind the net. Passes to Bryce Clay, who scored early in this game. I believe he got the first goal for Michigan.
A lot of substitutions just happened.
Absolutely.
Definitely slow down the pace of play.
But some fresh legs and some fresh lungs are going to be helpful for the Wolverines.
They could definitely use it.
And Bryce Clay trying to get open here, but some tight coverage brings it out to about midfield. Passes over to Papa. And still tight defense, looking for a shot. And Michigan just barely saves it, too. That is number 48, Ford.
Passing it around. A shot on goal by 52.
And no good. Kyle Stevenson had that shot. Goes out of bounds, and Michigan's going to retain it, fortunately for them. 2:35, Michigan trailing by 3. Another shot, and it's good! Instant shot by Josh Zawada, and he scores. It is now 7-5. Just as I was mentioning, they needed to make something happen. They did.
They did. This is Michigan's first goal this quarter, too, I believe.
Yeah, and they didn't score for the final 7 minutes of that first quarter. So plus the first 13 minutes of the second quarter. That was 20 straight minutes without a point for Michigan.
And hopefully this will change the momentum of the game in Michigan's favor.
Yeah, so they still trail by 2, but they go into the face-off. We got specialist Rowlett in there trying to get it, and he fails. Penn State picks it up, and on a fast break, goes for the shot instantly, way over, and Penn State will retain possession, however. And that was a bold move, trying to speed up so quickly, but at least Penn State retained possession, so no harm, no foul there.
It was an impressive attempt.
Absolutely.
If it had worked, it would have been very impressive.
Yeah, it would have killed any momentum Michigan had.
Oh, for sure.
Shot on goal, no good, and blocked by Kirikov.
Michigan trying to clear it, see if be able to get past Penn State's defense.
Absolutely. And they do, so that's not been automatic for them all day, but they've gotten better at it as this second quarter has progressed. And a timeout is called, and with that 1:43 remaining, Michigan with a very smart timeout there. Try to regroup. You have the momentum at this point. You're only down by 2, so it's not unheard of to expect to maybe get one more, if not tie it up, going into halftime.
Yeah, they definitely have the ability to. There's plenty of time still left in this quarter. A lot can happen in 1 minute and 43 seconds.
Yeah, and we saw that firsthand in the first quarter. Michigan looked like they would go into the intermission with a lead, and then Penn State just fought back and got 2 pretty late goals, including one under a minute left.
Yeah.
And they got possession back too, and they could have even taken a lead, but Michigan got a stop there. So a lot on the stakes for either team. Michigan has yet to win a game.
Hoping to get their first win of the season.
Yep, they are. They could definitely use a win this afternoon.
They're only down by 2 goals. It's definitely an opportunity. They have the ability to win and to come back to get their first win, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule, and this might be one of their closest games yet. Last weekend, they played Ohio State. And not last weekend, excuse me, earlier this week, they played Ohio State. And they lost 13-10. And that's been their closest game, and it was still a loss, but it was only a 3-point game. And they played number 5 Maryland. They lost 20-9. And they played Rutgers, and they lost 22-12. So just the fact that they're keeping it within 2 is quite impressive for this Michigan team.
Timeout is over. Michigan has control of the ball.
And Michigan, 1:30 left, looking to get another point or two on the board going into the locker room.
Great defense by Penn State, but
and a trip. Ooh, and a flag is called.
Picked up. Oh, ball is loose. Looks like it's going to be picked up by Michigan.
No one is yet to pick it up, and Penn State finally does. And that will be a trip on Penn State.
Sounds like 16.
Yep.
Not sure if that's accurate, but
let's see. Let's see who the penalty is on when they put it on the scoreboard. But that was pretty clear as day. Yep, number 16, Nick Cardile from West Grove, Pennsylvania will have a minute. And Michigan gets their first power play of the quarter. And they're fortunate that was called because that trip was pretty nasty. I saw it all the way up here from the press box.
And it looks like Michigan has possession, hoping to get another goal or two.
Yeah, so 1 minute 10. So that power play will basically take Michigan down to the end of the half. And I'm wondering if they go for a quick shot to maybe get 2 or just try to burn it out so they get the final possession. And Michigan, it looks like they're going to try and burn out as much as they can. Just keeps passing between Keller and shot on goal, and it's good by Bryce Clay.
And that was what Michigan needed right now, was another goal.
Yeah.
That was only a 1-point game difference.
So they made the most of that power play, too.
They did. They still have some time left in it, too, I believe.
Yeah, 43 seconds remaining in the half. Michigan trails only by 1. Not unheard of that they could tie it up going in the locker room.
Yeah, 43 seconds. There's still plenty of time to make some more plays.
Regardless if they win, they're going to have to win this face-off. So it comes down to Nick Rowlett.
They definitely need the momentum. And it looks like it is picked up by Michigan.
By
Michigan
Nick
wins
Rowlett,
the face-off,
who wins it.
carrying the ball down the field.
32 seconds left.
Trying to get through Penn State defense.
Yeah, so no time left or very quick, but they're going to have to make something happen soonish. Under 20 seconds, and they're still looking for people.
Looks like
number 15 comes in. Jackson passes over to Clay. Shot on goal, no good. Clay is two
picked up by Penn State, but dropped. The ball is loose.
3 seconds left.
Has the ability to pick it up. Looks
2-1, and we will go into halftime. Wow. Right at the end there, Michigan and Penn State were trying to struggle to pick it up, but neither team could. I think that was probably for the benefit of Penn State. They just kept Michigan from scoring, preserved that lead going into halftime.
And it's only a 1-point lead, so Michigan still has plenty of time to regain control and possession in this game.
Absolutely. So in this season, when trailing at halftime, Michigan is 0-4. So they have trailed at halftime every game this season.
This is a significantly less trail.
Yeah, you're right about that. So it's only 1 point, but they still are losing.
That is true.
So with that, they go into halftime, and Michigan is only down by 1, 7-6, against the Penn State Nittany Lions. And this game is much tighter than pretty much any game so far for Michigan has been. And Penn State is still looking for a win of their own, however. I'm looking at their schedule. They only have 1 win, and that was against Ohio State. After today's game, Penn State, they go next Sunday to play Johns Hopkins.
That should be an interesting matchup. We will see how that ends up for Penn State.
Yeah, Johns Hopkins is quite good.
And then after that, they play Maryland, which is another lacrosse powerhouse.
Yeah, and then Rutgers as well. So they're not really getting a break. At the end of the season, the Maryland team, they face off against Michigan again and then go on the road to Ohio State. And when they play Michigan, that will be on the road for the Wolverines in Happy Valley. So Michigan, if they don't win today, they have a chance to maybe get another win then. But it's tough with this exclusively in-conference play when Michigan is towards the bottom of the conference or at the bottom at the moment.
Michigan played some tough opponents for their first 2 games, starting off the season playing Maryland and then Johns Hopkins. Those are tough games to play. Like, no matter how good of a team you are, they're powerhouse teams.
Yeah, and with 8 minutes left in this halftime, we're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned to WCBN. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with the second half of lacrosse. Stay tuned. But welcome back to the Lacrosse Stadium at University of Michigan in the south side of Ann Arbor. We are back with you momentarily as Michigan looks to take the lead in the second half. They're playing the Penn State Nittany Lions and are trailing 6-7. I'm Adam here with Nina, and WCBN has another half of coverage. Michigan's played pretty well in this first half.
Yeah, for sure.
We just got the physical box scores. The digital one doesn't seem to be up and running today, but we got the paper one, old-fashioned. And for Michigan, 2 goals come from Clay Bryce. One of them comes from Josh Zawada, and then one from Jacob Jackson. And then Jake Bomani and Kyle Stevenson also each have 1 apiece. So it's pretty well distributed. Penn State is kind of distributed, but both Mac O'Keefe and Jackson Reynolds have 2, and then 1 for Dylan Folds, and then 1 for Jack Kelly, and 1 for Jake Morin. So not quite as distributed for Penn State in the scoring-wise. But we come back to you with a second half of lacrosse on this very sunny Saturday afternoon as Michigan faces off against Penn State.
Both players retaking the field for what looks like the start of the second half.
Yep. And once again, it is 6-7. So Michigan certainly still in this, down by 1. They'd be in this for a while, but even if they don't take the lead quick, they just need to prevent Penn State from running away with it.
Yeah, definitely be helpful if Michigan wins the face-off, which they did, taking it down the field.
And Clay Bryce has it now for Michigan. He has 2 of Michigan's goals and 5 shots this afternoon. And a pass on the right side. Michigan really slowing it down, trying to get in formation. Already making some substitutions. We got the face-off specialist, Rowlett, coming on out. And a pass over to number 50. A shot way too high. Goes out of bounds. And Penn State's going to get it back. So unfortunate for Michigan that both the shot was too high and they were unable to retain possession there. But regardless, Penn State gets it now with 14 minutes in this third period.
Trying to take it down the field.
Absolutely, and Bobby Burns has it now. And slowing it down, too. Passes over to O'Keefe. Mac O'Keefe with 2 goals today. O'Keefe finds number 32, Sickler. Sickler goes towards the goal, fakes a shot, and then takes it.
Saved by Michigan goalie John Kirchhoff.
And he has 9 saves today. Wow.
Michigan clearing the ball, crossing over into Penn State defense.
And Michigan trying to be more aggressive here on attack. Number 7 has it. 17 has it. Michael Bohm passes over to Myers.
Back to Bohm. Passing it around.
And a shot on goal, and this one is low and blocked, and it didn't even have to get to the goalie. One of the defenders scooped it right up for Penn State.
Penn State moving into Michigan territory.
And 12 minutes left in this third quarter. Neither team has scored yet, but shot on goal apiece for both teams. Michigan is really narrowing that shot on goal discrepancy I mentioned a bit earlier. It's now 27-20 with Penn State still leading, but it's closer than it was a bit earlier. And Penn State tries to charge towards the net, and Michigan just blocks them. It goes out of bounds, and Michigan gets it back.
Hopefully Michigan will be able to move the ball down the field.
Absolutely. For those just tuning in, that was definitely something they've struggled with this afternoon, is on this transition play, keeping possession. But they are driving down the court quickly, down the field quickly. Tyler Papa, however, he goes, and it goes out of bounds. With the shot on goal, he just can't land it.
Now Penn State trying to clear the ball down the field, passing it back and forth between the goalie and other players, it looks like.
Absolutely. And 11:38 remaining, still 6-7. Either team has yet to score. Penn State has it, however, as some substitutions are made. They're trying to move it quickly. Number 22 has it, Nate Bueller. And Michigan playing tight defense but unable to get it. Shot on goal and an easy block right there by Kurikoff. He has 10 saves on the afternoon.
Michigan clearing with Penn State defense really putting a lot of pressure on.
Absolutely. And Michigan is slowing it down a bit on offense, on attack. Pass over to number 43 for Michigan, trying to get some something to happen here. And they bring it back out to the midfield and find Bomani here. Bonomi, he actually has a goal today.
Loose ball, hopefully almost.
And
Picked up by
Michigan scoops
Michigan.
it up. Yep. Lucky for them there, they keep possession. Bohm had to eventually come in and scoop it up for the team, for the Wolverines. Still yet to take a shot on goal this possession. Pass over to Papa. He finds Stevenson. Pass over to Bonomi. And Bonomi keeps it and then passes over to Zawada with a shot.
And a score.
Zawada finally ends the drought and Michigan ties
Tying the
it.
game up, 7-7.
So that makes it the third unanswered point for the Michigan Wolverines as they tie it up. I guess this would be the fourth time all day it's been tied. It was tied at 0-0, then 2, and then 4, and then now 7.
It's 7. Hopefully Michigan will be able to keep this momentum.
Yeah, but as you probably have guessed by the number of ties, it's just back and forth,
Back and forth. It seems that each team will have like a runaway for like multiple plays.
Yeah,
and
it's a
then back and
streak.
forth.
It's streaky, but
Yeah.
it's not one-sided.
And looks like Penn State won the face-off, putting Michigan back on defense.
Yeah, so Michigan needs a big stop here. They don't want to give up the momentum, but it's tied and certainly in a good position, in a better position than they have been pretty much all season. And Penn State, Michigan playing much tighter defense than they were in the first half, swinging that stick
Much
pretty
more aggressive
aggressively.
as well. But Penn State has been doing a good job of getting around the Michigan defense and making some shots on goals.
Absolutely. Mac O'Keefe passes to Jackson Reynolds. Driving towards the net is Reynolds. And we got a shot, and that one goes in for Penn State.
Penn State takes back their lead.
And quickly plunges the momentum that Michigan had. I'm unsure who scored that. Was it maybe Dylan Folds?
I was not able to see. It was a big clump of people in that area.
Yeah, I believe Dylan Folds might have gotten it. But that would make it his second goal on the afternoon. The graduate student, and he is from Canada, British Columbia as well. And Michigan wins the face-off once again.
Getting the momentum they need, taking it down the field.
Nick Rowlett, he is 7 for 14 on face-off this afternoon. So doing a good job batting exactly at 500, I suppose. And pass over to Avery Myers. Still tight defense from Penn State. Crosses over to the other side. Grant McCurry going towards the net.
Taken around the net, going back around. 49 shot on goal and scored by...
That was Josh Zawada once again. He already has a hat trick, I believe.
He's been a very high-scoring player this whole season as well.
Yeah, that is his third goal. He's had not even too many shots. He's had 5 shots and 3 of them have gone in. And if I'm not mistaken, that gives Michigan the hat trick with Zawada.
I believe so. Very impressive.
And with that, we go to another face-off tied at 8 apiece with 8 minutes left in this third. And it's still loose, and Michigan finally gets it. Wow, it took a minute, but they got it.
Heavy defense by Penn State, though.
Gavin Legg had to come on out to get it, and he did his job. It took a bit, but they got possession back. And with that, Michigan is looking to take the lead for the first time since the first period. It's been tied since then, tied at several scores, but they're looking to take the lead. Another shot on goal by number 15, Jacob Jackson.
Looks like it was just a little bit wide on that shot.
Yeah, and Michigan's going to get possession back too. It is, Jackson has a goal today. Pass into Bohm.
Trying to find an open player.
And can't seem to get anyone, but gets it to Jackson, who shoots.
Another shot. Looks like a save by Penn State goalie.
Yeah, it kind of ricochets off of him. And Michigan gets possession back. They had 2 players behind the net, and one of them just scooped it up. But Jackson has it once again. And he passes it over to McCurry. McCurry finds a guy behind the net as well. And we got a shot on goal, and that's good.
Looks like Bryce Clay.
Is that Bryce Clay?
It looks like it.
Wow, so Michigan takes her first lead since the first quarter. It is 9-8, and Michigan has all the momentum. They have 3 goals in the last 3 goals, and then Penn State only has 1 goal in that period.
Yeah. And still plenty of time in this quarter. 6:26 left to play.
Absolutely.
So a lot can still happen.
There's still plenty of time for either teams, but Michigan, they have the momentum, and they now have the lead as well.
It looks like Michigan won this face-off again, too, which going for the goal.
Quick shot, and it's good! Wow!
Looks like Bryce Clay?
That was Nick Rowley.
Oh.
So he is the specialist on the face-off. He takes every face-off, but usually taps on out afterwards. But he won it, was aggressive, went straight to the net, took a shot, and gave Michigan a 2-point lead.
A very impressive play, just being able to pick up the ball and make that direct charge and getting the score.
And Michigan is fired up on the bench right now. Head coach Kevin Connery is just electric on this sideline. He is fired on up. And that timeout called by Penn State, that was probably a good call.
Good call for Penn State
Michigan,
to try and
all
change
that
the momentum of the game. But yeah, Michigan has really been showing up this game so far.
And if the first half was all about defense, the second half so far is all about offense.
For sure. It's been fast breaks and fast goals, what seems like. At least the most recent goals have been that way.
Michigan, they got 4 goals already, and Penn State has 1. But Michigan has the chance to run away with this.
And maybe get their first win of the season so far.
Absolutely. That would be huge coming home to get that first win. And with that, after today's game, they face Ohio State next Saturday at home, and then they go on the road to Baltimore to face Johns Hopkins, and then come back home for Maryland, go on the road to Happy Valley against the Nittany Lions for a rematch of today's game, and then close out the game here at home against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. So with that, the timeout ends, and Michigan just has all the momentum right now.
Penn State looking to change that. We'll see how this face-off goes.
Absolutely. And this face-off is taken, as always, by Rowlett, who actually got that goal, too, after winning it. And it is still scrambled.
Scooped up.
And Penn State will get it on that one.
Penn State definitely took advantage of that timeout to change the dynamic on the field. And
I actually believe Michigan might get it back. There must have been a whistle on that one. So Michigan's going to get it back after the whistle, and the play returns Avery Myers. Michigan leading 10-8. This is tied for their biggest lead of the afternoon. And Michigan, as we mentioned several times, they are winless, yet this season they're looking to get their first win today. Driving towards the net, kind of a errant shot there. Jacob Jackson goes out of bounds, and Penn State gets it back. And Michigan really pulling off from the full court press. Rather getting back on a defense. But now that they've regrouped.
Ooh, ball dropped by Penn State, picked back up again.
And in the first half, especially that second period, we saw a lot of errors on transition play from Michigan. But all game, we haven't really seen that from Penn State. They've been much more disciplined.
No, Penn State is definitely slowing down this transition down the field, though, for sure, this play.
Yeah, I think it's just a symptom that Michigan is really in control of the pace of play on both sides of the ball.
For sure. They've definitely had that advantage so far.
And a shot on goal, no good, and another block. That is 11.
Saved by Kirikov, who's having a great game, what appears to be.
Yeah, 30 shots on goal by Penn State. And Michigan has almost erased the shot on goal deficit. And as we mentioned, that transition play, Michigan unable to hang on. Penn State's tight defense. They get it back.
Looks like they're trying to settle the ball down a little bit.
And Reynolds has it, passes over to Kelly. But as I was saying, the shot on goal differential, early in the game, Penn State had over 12 more shots on goal than Michigan. Now it's only 2. Michigan has really erased that deficit. Just what they've needed. 30-28. And O'Keefe has it. And a pass over to Malone. Ooh, loose ball, it looks like. And Michigan gets it.
Let's see if Michigan can move the ball down the field. And it looks like, so far, they're not a whole lot of Penn State defenders. But number 11 from Penn State definitely catching up.
Yeah, Dylan Folds has the turns on the rocket boosters there, trying to catch up the field. And a pass over to number 49, Zawada. He has a hat trick today. And Michigan slowing it down. 3:22 remaining in this quarter. And Michigan has a 2-goal lead. There's no reason for them to speed this up more than they need to. But looking to have the biggest lead of the game so far. A shot on goal. And it goes in, I believe. Let's see what the ref has to say. And it's good.
Michigan now has a 3-point lead, 11-8 here today.
Wowee. So with that, That was a crazy because Colby Knees on Penn State, he got the block, which was quite successful, but he wasn't able to hang on to it, and his momentum kind of took him behind into the goal. When they ruled it, it was a goal.
Yeah.
And with that, Michigan has their biggest lead of the afternoon, 11-8. This third period could not have gone better for the Wolverines.
I completely agree. Hopefully they keep it going for the remaining 3 minutes.
And look, Michigan takes the face-off once again from Nick Rowlett. And 3 minutes remaining, under 3 minutes remaining, and Michigan has another possession. Michigan leads by 3, and the shots on goal are practically evened up. It's 29-30. Penn State leads by 1. So presumably it could be tied up this possession, potentially extending Michigan's lead even further. And Michigan, really slowing it down. Kyle Stevenson has it. Pass behind the net is Zawada with the hat trick. Brings it up and, tight swing from Penn State. Shot on the goal, no good.
Blocked by goalie.
Goes out of bounds, and Penn State will take it. And the shots on goals are tied up, but Michigan still has that 3-point lead.
Just a little more than 2 minutes left in the quarter, so plenty of time for Penn State to make a play and Michigan to make a play.
Absolutely. If I'm Penn State, I want to get a quick goal, make it within 2 for this final period, as we saw in this one.
Oh, for sure.
No lead is safe.
No, and Penn State making a
shot on goal
attempt
by Kelly for Penn State, but easily blocked, and that is 12 blocks from Michigan's goalie.
Looked like Penn State player is hurt. Not sure what number. With some trainers coming out on the field.
That is Jack Kelly, who took the shot on goal. He already has 1 goal today. And he is limping off the field with the trainer. Now that limp is turning more into a walk. I think he might have gotten the wind just knocked out of him more than anything.
He looks overall pretty healthy and put together.
Yep. So with that, I am unaware of who has possession at the moment.
I believe that Michigan has possession, but I am not positive.
Based on the formation, it looks like it might be Penn State starting out with it, but not quite sure. And yep,
you
so
are right.
Penn
State
will
with
get
possession.
it. And quick inbound pass
Ooh,
over to O'Keefe with the shot, and it's good.
Fantastic passing, and Michigan defense just was not there for that play.
O'Keefe with the quick shot, just crossing right in front of the net. Cross-court shot, and it goes in easily. And goalie for Michigan, John Kirikoff, he has 12 saves but was unable to get to that one. The score is 11-9. Michigan leads by 2. So still a safe lead, but they don't want to, especially with the final 90 seconds in this third quarter, they don't want to give up the lead. And possession is won by Michigan.
See if they can retain possession and maybe make a play.
Absolutely. And Michigan passes behind the net to Bohm. Bohm over to Bryce Clay. Bryce Clay finds Avery Myers. Pass to Jacob Jackson. And then over to Grant McCurry. McCurry's been seeing a lot of minutes recently. Behind the net, Michigan has it, is Zawada. Zawada shoots and no good, right over the net. Zawada already has a hat trick, but he keeps on firing it.
Yep.
And Michigan keeps possession, however. 35 seconds left.
Trying to make a play happen in the last time. Shot on goal, blocked, and it looks like Penn State has possession, but Michigan trying to take control of the ball, and picked up by Michigan.
And a flag is called. That was a pretty aggressive swing there. 23 seconds, however, left in the third.
Still time to make a play if they just take advantage of the opportunities, but probably unlikely.
Yeah, so Penn State is, I believe, going to get the possession after that flag. I think Michigan might have to send someone to the penalty box as well. But 23 seconds, so not a ton of time. Got to draw something up quick, but certainly time to advance, maybe get a quick formation going. That is number 17, Michael Bohm, who gets a 1-minute penalty for an upper body check. It'll bring them within the end of this third quarter, and it will finally go into the fourth as well. Penn State begins it, looking to try to bring it within one going into the final intermission of the game.
Not moving very fast.
10 seconds left, and I wonder if they're even going to take a shot.
Waiting for maybe 2 seconds. I don't know. It doesn't look like they're doing anything.
5, 4, 3, 2, and
1.
No shot even taken. Wow. Bold move. Down by 2, you got the balls for 20 seconds. You don't even risk taking a shot.
They had plenty of time to try and make a shot. Maybe, obviously seen plans, but I'm not sure why they chose to do that.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe they were afraid of making a mistake and then giving Michigan an extra point on the fast break. But that makes no sense, especially with the power play that they had as well.
Yeah. Definitely an interesting situation, which I feel like I haven't seen very often.
Yeah, and Michigan, they lead against Penn State going into this final quarter, 11-9. And Michigan, they are looking good. They just need to keep this up if they want to come out with their first ever win of the season.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely have the ability to. They've definitely been playing very well this game as a whole, especially last quarter.
Absolutely, and this is a low-scoring game comparatively as well. For either team, I'm looking at both teams' previous schedule, and some of them go up into the 20s even. But Michigan, this one is low-scoring. It's 11-9 so far.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, I feel like, been a pretty equal playing field for both teams. They've both been playing overall very well. Both have had made mistakes, but it's an even matchup, I feel like.
Yeah, it seems pretty even for both teams, and neither team is good enough to, like, walk away with this one. But also, neither team is, like, falling too far behind.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Penn State comes back and scores 2 goals to tie the game up, like right off the bat of this last quarter.
Yep, and with that, the teams come off of the field, prepare for this final 15 minutes of play. Michigan looking to preserve this lead, 11-9 against the Penn State Nittany Lions. Assuming the result holds, which is a big assumption, Michigan would get their first win of the season. And both teams would be 1-4 after this one. Penn State starts with possession. As a reminder, another 30 seconds or so left on this power play. So Penn State trying to make something of it then.
Passing the ball around.
And a errant play goes out of bounds.
And it seems like it is Michigan possession.
Yep. And Michigan got a lucky break there.
That was definitely a lost opportunity for Penn State.
They didn't even get a shot on goal.
Assuming that Michigan can move the ball down the field.
Yeah, and they look successful so far, but it's not quite over yet. Number 1, Avery Myers has it. Brings it behind the net. And he is looking for an open teammate. Finds Bogdanovich. And pass over to number 27, Grant McCurry. finds Jacob Jackson, and the power play is officially ended. Loose ball on the field, on the grass. Who's going to scoop it up? And Michigan does. Looks like a shove, however, and it's going to go to Penn State. And with that, Michigan, they squander an opportunity. They didn't even get a shot on goal after that possession. 13 minutes remaining, leading by 2, but this, as we've seen all day, this could shift so wildly and rapidly and quickly. No lead is safe.
That is very true here.
And Penn State is slowing it down, trying to get their team in formation for this one. And slowly and surely bringing it up. Dylan Folds, he has 2 goals today. Passes over to O'Keefe, who has a hat trick himself. Over to Malone. Errant pass, it's loose. Let's see who scoops it up. And
Picked up
Mac
Penn
O'Keefe.
State.
12:45, and this possession is really drawing on. No shot on goal yet for Penn State. Kelly has it. Michigan playing tight. Kelly goes in towards the net, shoots it. Terrible shot, and Michigan blocks it.
And pile up a bit, trying to pick up the loose ball, and it's picked up by Michigan.
That was number 14, Jack Whitney, who
Passing it
scoops
back
up.
to goal, trying to clear this ball down the field.
And Michigan, fortunately, is able to break through this press pretty cleanly, retain possession. 12 minutes remaining. Michigan still up by 2, 11-9. And this game, it's still anyone's game. However, number 15, Bohm, has it for the Wolverines.
Let's see if Michigan can make any shots on this play.
Bonomi has it now for the Wolverines, looking for an open teammate. Finds Stevenson. Stevenson jukes out a player, passes over to Papa. And behind the net is Zawada, who has it. Zawada with the hat trick. Shot on goal. No good.
Save
It's
by
blocked.
Penn State goalie.
And Michigan ties it up with 33 shots on goal. Fortunately for them, that's not what counts in this game. But Penn State has it now. 11 minutes remaining, down by 2. Penn State's right behind the net with this one. Reynolds, and a loose ball scooped up by Malone for the Nittany Lions, with them bringing it back out towards the center of the field into the middle third or so. Nate Bueller has it.
Looks like he's trying to get closer to the goal, maybe trying to make a play.
Absolutely, a pass over to number 12 for the Nittany Lions. And they are looking for an open shot.
And
And they
shot
get it
and
in.
get it.
And that is a goal, and it's a 1-point game. Number 51, Jackson Reynolds, kind of diving. He just narrowly skips it in there, bounced a couple of times.
It was a very impressive goal.
It's on the bottom corner of the net. And it is now 11-10. Michigan's lead is only 1 point at the moment. Not a good sign if you're the Wolverines looking for their first ever victory.
No. But as we said earlier, it's all about momentum. So
It is.
let's see if Michigan can get the momentum back.
And it's tough right after Penn State just scored.
Yeah, but it looks like Michigan gets possession, maybe hopefully getting the momentum.
Face off.
This play.
We got a speedy play from Rowlett. He got a goal early on a quick face off. Passes over to Bohm. And Rowlett's going to go sub on out as Bohm slows it down. Passes over to Clay. Clay driving towards the
dropped the ball.
Shot, and it's good! He dropped it, picked it up again, and he shot it in, and it found some empty net. An empty corner of the net as Michigan extends the lead to 2. So Michigan leaves Penn State on the ropes there. They get a quick goal right after Penn State is it. And with 10 minutes left, Michigan leads by 2, 12-10.
Penn State still has one more shot on goal, but Michigan has the lead, so good things happening in this game.
Absolutely. Michigan is just 9 minutes, 53 seconds away, assuming the result holds, from their first ever victory of the season.
Yes, that would be a fantastic thing for the team and the program, I feel like.
Yeah, for the team, the momentum of this team. Playing rival Ohio State next weekend at home. And Michigan gets possession as well. Bryce Clay has it, who got that most recent shot. He has a hat trick as well today, so several players have a hat trick for the Wolverines. And a pass back over to Papa. He finds Stevenson. And now Stevenson trying to bring it closer to the net. One-on-one. Passes back behind the net to Zawada.
Picked up by Penn State. Trying to move the ball down the field.
And with 9 minutes remaining, Michigan slowly burning this clock down, looking to get close to their first ever win of the game.
Doing a good job of preventing the ball from moving down the field very quickly.
Oh, absolutely. Kind of taking a page from Penn State's playbook, what they were doing.
It seems like the Michigan defense is acting like Penn State's defense the first quarter.
Absolutely. And Michigan is really keeping Penn State on the ropes. Tight defense. And the shots on goal are practically evened up. Michigan has 34. Penn State is 35. And we get a delay of game, maybe.
Looks like a flag on the play.
Yeah. And with that, Michigan gets it back. So another unfruitful possession for the Nittany Lions as Michigan leads 12-10 with 8 minutes left in this game. And the Nittany Lions must be kicking themselves after blowing that opportunity there. Yeah, so that's Jack Kelly, number 25 for Penn State. He had a delay of game. And Michigan's going to get the possession back. And he will actually go to the penalty box. I didn't realize that was a penalty play. But Michigan has half a minute of a power play, so not too much. But maybe they could get a shot.
See if they can make the most of this.
Absolutely. And a quick shot on goal.
Saved
no good.
By goalie Knees.
Avery Myers had that shot on goal and kind of skipped its way right into his big giant stick.
Ooh. Penn State has control, looking to make a shot possibly.
Number 3 for Penn State, O'Keefe has it. He's been quite successful. He has a hat trick today.
And good defense by Michigan being able to slow down this play.
Yeah, but fortunately for Penn State, that power play ends. Kelly comes on off. And Mark Sickler subs on in for Penn State. He gets the ball. Behind the net, kind of doing a trick shot, is Reynolds. Decides against it, passes to Malone. Malone finds Kelly and a shot on goal up in the air pretty high. Goes out of bounds. And
just Penn State ball.
Penn State retains possession. Quickly bringing it back in is Reynolds. Reynolds finds O'Keefe. Finds Kelly with a shot on goal, and that one's good. TJ Malone makes it a 1-point game. Wow.
There's just about 7 minutes left in this last quarter. Still a lot of gameplay to happen.
Exactly. And with 6 minutes, 56 seconds remaining, it is a 1-point game, but anything could happen. This could go either way. Stay tuned. for the coverage at the end of this game. Michigan is leading 12-11, but that TJ Malone goal, and Michigan gets a face-off. So all the fans are pretty much on their feet here. They pretty electric, even though there's not too many fans here. And Michigan is looking for an open attempt. Clay has it, who has a hat trick today. Bryce Clay. And passes over to number 52, Kyle Stevenson. Brings it out back to Bohm.
Passing it in front, a shot on goal.
And that one, not even close. It skips. It's like deflected, and Penn State gets it back. 6:19 remaining, and Penn State has possession, looking to tie this game up as Michigan is leading, but only by one, looking for their first ever victory of the season. And loose
ball picked up by Michigan. Heavy defense by Penn State, though. Let's see if Michigan can hold on to it.
That was a great play by Michigan midfielder Michael Cosgrove. And he ended a Penn State possession prematurely and gives Michigan the ball back, able to milk some clock off, get a shot on goal, and potentially extend that lead.
That would be fantastic for Michigan.
Jacob Jackson passes back to Bonomi, who has a goal. Passes over to Zawada with a hat trick today. Driving towards the net, goes for a shot that was ill-advised there. Goes out of behind the net, and Michigan fortunately scoops it up. Just over 5 minutes left. Michigan looking to hang on to this tight 1-point lead. Shot on goal.
Very
no good.
wide.
That was like 2 feet wide, but Michigan retains possession. Bohm has it back.
With just above 5 minutes left in the game.
Absolutely. And Bohm brings it in front of the net and passes it behind.
Picked up by Michigan.
Michigan scoops it up. Bonomi shot and good. Wow, look at that bang play. Michael Bohm. He gets his first goal of the day. It's now a 2-point lead for Michigan. The fans are really riled up here. 4:47, so only a tad bit left of the game left to play. But Michigan is making the most of it.
Yeah, for sure. There's still plenty of time for Penn State to turn this game around. But right now I'm optimistic for Michigan.
Exactly. Trying to get their first win of the season. They lead by 2, so bearing any... It still wouldn't be unsurprising if Penn State comes back with this. But
I would not be surprised, but both teams have been playing very well. Let's see what Penn State does here with their possession.
First shot, and it's good, just as we spoke.
It looks like number 32 for Penn State.
Mark Sickler, he wastes no time. Gets possession off the face-off, runs down the field, and shoots it and scores.
He really took advantage of not having a whole lot of Michigan defense set up on that play.
Yeah, Mark Sickler from Hershey, PA. With that, and it's a 1-point game with 4.5 minutes left. I feel we spoke too soon with that 2-point lead.
We should maybe stop talking about that.
Yeah, we might have jinxed it a little bit.
For the sake of Michigan.
And
but there's still plenty of time, 4:30 in the quarter.
And Michigan has the lead, so much rather have the lead, but Penn State gets that face-off.
Good defense by Michigan.
And after that quick goal, it looks like they have most of the momentum here. Penn State kind of slowing it down, and this game is going to go down to the wire regardless.
Yeah, making good passes.
And
definitely slowing the play down.
Yeah, Sickler has it now, who got that most recent goal. He has a handful of shots, but only one has gone in successfully for him.
Great job by Michigan defense on this play so far.
Absolutely.
Doing a good job at keeping them out.
Folds has it. And passes out to O'Keefe with a hat trick. O'Keefe finds Malone. Passes behind the net, and a shot is taken, no good, recovered by Dylan Folds for Penn State. Jack Kelly has it now. And bringing it towards the net. 3 minutes left.
Another shot saved by Kirikov. And let's see if they can successfully clear it.
Yeah, 14 saves today from Kirikov. Both teams had 40 shots apiece, but Michigan leads by 1. Michigan is aggressive, passes to Zawada, able to hang on to this. That struggled. If I were them, I'd almost slow it down. Not too slow that they make an error, but just to milk off this clock. They're in a very conservative play style if I were them. Avery Myers has it. Passes over to Bonomi. Back to Myers.
Taking it closer to the net.
Pass over to Bryce Clay, who has a hat trick today. Goes towards the net, shot, and it's good.
Score.
Bryce Clay is really making the most of this Nittany Lion defense. It is now 14-12. Michigan leads by 2 with 2 minutes, 17 seconds left. Game's not over yet, but it certainly helps their chances with that one.
Definitely helpful for Michigan, for sure.
And Michigan fans are quite excited. Michigan's coach is quite excited as they are just 2 minutes, 17 seconds away from potentially their first win of the season. You've got to be pretty excited if you're the Wolverines right now.
For sure. Hopefully they can take this momentum and run with it. But it looks like Penn State wins the faceoff, charging towards goal. Michigan defense isn't quite set up yet with a shot on goal, but recovered for Michigan.
Yeah, it was great block, heads-up play by defenders, and Michigan gets it back.
Heavy defense by Penn State.
Yeah, under 2 minutes left. Michigan's just going to try and pass it back and forth.
Finally by midfield.
Exactly, and Michigan number 21, Cosgrove, has it now for the Wolverines. 1:40 left, and they're just trying to milk as much as they can off of this possession. Down under a minute 30 as tight defense is being placed on Zawada for the Wolverines.
Ooh, heavy defense. A lot of aggressiveness.
Exactly, and it's behind the net now. Michael Bohm has it. Open net, too. That's quite bold. Especially down by 2. Pulling the goalie.
Interesting. Definitely helpful to keep them away from the net, but...
Yeah, it's a minute left, and a successful goal would end this game. So that is quite bold, pulling the goalie.
The
I know what
goalie
it's
is playing
needed.
defense on number 15.
Yeah, shot and Michigan loose.
And then looks like 2 people are down.
And that's a shot clock violation, so Michigan burns out all the clock that they can. 40 seconds left, and Michigan intercepts it. Loose ball goes out of bounds. And let's see who they give it to. Out of bounds.
Looks like they are not sure.
Having a conference between the two. Rush, Michigan gets
ball with 34 seconds left in the game.
Up by 4, up by 2, excuse me.
Goalie back in the net, so definitely a little more challenging, but...
Yeah, 34 seconds. Very tight man-to-man coverage.
And a shot on goal and miss.
Miss. That was from midfield. That would have been impressive.
That would have been very impressive if it
That would have
made
probably
it in.
iced the game. I don't like prematurely calling it. 27 seconds left.
Michigan has possession. Heavy defense from Penn State, though.
Absolutely. And timeout called by Michigan? That is questionable when they are 20 seconds away from winning this game.
Getting their first win of the season, which hopefully will help them in future games.
Absolutely. I'm just curious about calling that timeout there. but they are pretty excited. And Michigan, after this, they stay in Ann Arbor. They play Ohio State next week at 1 p.m. next Saturday. And so hopefully they could keep the momentum moving.
They had a close game against Ohio State, so maybe if they get this victory against Penn State, that could help with their confidence levels.
Yeah, you're right. And
overall.
Just earlier this week, they played in Columbus and lost 13-10. So that was their closest game of the season. And Ohio State is currently 4th in the Big Ten. So they are a team that potentially Michigan could beat, especially at home.
Yeah, and overall, Michigan has been playing very well together. I feel like their defense and offense have both been playing very well. So
absolutely. 20 seconds left as this timeout wraps up. I'm still curious about the choice of calling that timeout when they potentially could have iced the game out by now, but maybe there's some secret strategy that Michigan's head coach has to finish out this game.
I'm not sure. Maybe just to slow down the play. It seemed like everything was a little bit all over the place, but
yeah,
I do not know. I am not the head coach, so.
I am not either. Number 49, Zawada, brings it in. He's just trying to run with it for 15 seconds left. Fastest guy. People throwing sticks at him. No call, however. He just chucked it right at him, and he avoided it, luckily. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Game is over. Michigan with their first victory.
Their first win of the victory, 14-12. And a fantastic game today.
Absolutely. It's been back and forth, but Michigan comes out on top. Michigan with their first win of the season. They go to 1-4 on the season. Penn State with another loss. They fall down to 1-4. So both of these teams evenly matched within the Big Ten. But Michigan is able to win and pull out that victory for the first one of them all season.
And hopefully they'll be able to use the momentum from this victory to come back and have a good game against Ohio State next week. Or this
absolutely,
weekend.
Yeah. They face next Saturday, so a week from today at 1 p.m. And that should be a close game. If I am looking at the momentum from today and the schedule and the Big Ten standings, should be really close.
Yeah.
But from WCBN, this was a fantastic broadcast. Have a good afternoon and go blue.
Go blue.